What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and welcome back to the shop where we're going to continue today on working on the rear airbag conversion on our 2017 F-250. In the last update video, we had just ended right where we were bolting up our radius arm brackets on the rear end. These springs are out and everything's pretty much been deleted at this point, where the axle would be on the ground if it wasn't for our jack stands. Jake's just about to start working on tapping in the holes where we can actually bolt up that passenger side bracket, and then we're going to be moving on over to the driver's side one and hopefully making this cart as available as we possibly can today. If you're brand new to the F-250 project, we got the whole front end Kelderman system installed, and it works very flawlessly and really gets us some nice Carolina squat, or should I say it did, where we're not letting that happen ever again, possibly in the history of this YouTube channel. We're literally about to jump right back into work, but I just want to let you guys know that we are in the final week of Dream Diesel giveaway number 13. I know a lot of you tune in regularly with the channel, so you know exactly what that is, but if you don't, it's a 2015 compound turbo LML DURTYMAX. It makes 700 horsepower at the wheels, and we're also giving away $10,000 on top. If you want to get entered and claim 10 times entries for a chance to win that truck and the cash, click the link below. Check out all the information about how to get entered there, because right there in the beginning of November, you might be getting the call of a lifetime. So without further ado, guys, we have tons of work to get done, and we're going to jump right into it. Guys, we're making some killer progress. This is absolutely exciting stuff, watching the evolution of what used to be our leaf spring suspension, which is quickly becoming a 4-link airbag setup in the rear. We were just knocking out tons of work. Not too much talking in this video, because we're really on a mission to free up that cart, get that bed back on this truck, which might not happen today, maybe at the end of the video. Highly doubtful, but here's where we are. We've got our front and our rear 4-link brackets installed on either side. Our rears are also the bottom purchase for our airbags, and we've got our top purchase installed. We've got our upper shock brackets installed, as well as our lower shock brackets installed. Not everything's been tightened down. We're kind of loosely fitting what we need to in place, but everything is coming together fantastically. When things are going well, we knock on wood. Superstitious is very real.
Yeah, you should have knocked on wood earlier.
No, I just did. What?
Shock mounts.
Where do those go?
Same place they went in the front for the reservoir.
It never said anything.
It says it later down the road.
Seriously, guys, I cannot even begin to tell you how ironic that is. Right after I said knock on wood, we realized, and unfortunately the instructions didn't cover this because we're following them pretty much step by step. We have the shocks with external reservoirs, and in order to mount the reservoirs where we had talked about on there's new shock mounting locations, this external reservoir bracket actually needs to go between the frame and the upper perch for the airbag, which is the step that we literally just finished.
You were literally saying that, and my head's just like, stop, don't say it, don't say it. Oh, he said it. Oh.
So much hardware that goes on. I think if anything, we can just loosen all this up, squeeze it through. We'll touch base in a second. All right, guys, they're on. We cut open the back of them, and then we just slid them in place rather than disassembling everything, because there's no way that that was actually going to happen and backtrack that far, because we got freaking track bar brackets to install, boys. That's gonna help us make sure the axle stays nice and centered as we're tracking straight. So we're gonna get right back to it. All right, boys, we've got the track bar bracket installed, looking sweet, no question about it. From the back end, this thing looks so sick. Now we need to work on the sides, which are the radius arms. We got to get these things assembled. look like a completed truck, guys. Could you imagine that? We made significant progress today. To be honest with you, I set the expectation just a little bit lower because you never know what you're gonna encounter with a massive conversion lift kit like this. But I gotta say, Kelderman makes a kick-ass product. This has really been going together fantastically well. Little update on where we are. We've got our secondary tanks mounted. It's a pretty cool mounting location. They actually go on the perch of the leaf spring, so it's reutilizing a factory component. These are gonna sit right up under the bed, so you're not even gonna know that they're there. We still have our primary tanks that are going to be installed right up under where the spare tire went. So that's gotta still go on yet. You can see we've got our braided brake lines hanging out on the back so we don't forget to install them, because we're gonna need a little bit more space when we're moving this thing up and down and filling those airbags up. Now, speaking of the airbags, we do have the rear airbag fittings installed. And of course, you can see we've got our tank fittings here as well. This tank feeds those bags. These compress from the primary tanks, so there's always air available. Coming back over to our primary components, we've got our Kelderman shocks installed. The reservoir bracket still need mounted on. We've got our center link bracket installed, which ties together the left-hand or driver's side and passenger side airbag mounting brackets to the axles. And it acts as what is the track bar. So we can actually use that to center our axle, which we took measurements of before we removed all the factory components. So that way we can get this axle nice and aligned, because I'm sure you guys have seen online some of those truck pages where the axles are like way out of alignment.
What's that called? Like walking the dog or something?
Crab walk.
Crab walk.
We've got our radius arms in and installed. They're looking so sick. This componentry on the side is just so tough looking. Like, that is the only way that I can really honestly explain it. Then you can see here, we actually have to install a sway bar. Some of these trucks from the factory actually come with sway bars. We're utilizing the factory mounting location. This truck specifically did not, so we're installing them. This was kind of a little interesting challenge, but we were able to solve it, get everything tightened up. And we're basically just at that point now where we have only a few more pages of our instruction sheet to get these tanks mounted up. We got a few other things back there, including the trailer hitch receiver, and then that table is going to be free again. We still have a lot of other stuff that we need to get into because this lift kit is actually nowhere near complete. It's nearing completion, but I'd say once we have all the hard parts installed, we're about 75% there. We've got a lot of fittings that we have to get installed, and then we get into the lines and the wiring to make this thing come to life so we can command it to do whatever it is that we want to, whether it's the front up or down, rear up or down, left down, right up, right down. You guys kind of catch my drift. It's gonna be awesome. So I know that the Ford was somewhat neglected when we first got it to the channel, only because we brought Dream Diesel giveaway number 13 secret out into the public. And since then, we've just been going through the process, which is a really fun process of accumulating all the parts. Finally, it is starting to transform and take place. We will be going down to Peach Bottom Auto Body probably this week to grab all the other beautifully paint matched parts from Sean. He's been taking great care of those things, and although he hasn't been on the vlog for a little bit of time, he's been hard at work making sure that he's beautifying all of the OEM components that we're gonna put back on this thing to really make it pop. Now, in regards to wheels, we are still waiting for our forged wheels from Specialty Forged. They've been going through getting some of their previous customers' orders fulfilled, and they're taking care of that business before they get to our wheels. But they are working on our wheels actually as we speak, and we are anticipating that they'll arrive somewhere right around the end of October. Really excited to show you guys what it is that we've got in store, because this is really the first set of specialties I've ever specially ordered. Yeah, you guys catch my drift. Just a little hint, they might have a touch of illusion purple. That's all I'm gonna tell you guys right now, and I'm dying to get these polished wheels off, not because they're not nice wheels. I actually really like this combo, this 325 on the 22x12, only because I've been looking and staring at these tires staring back at me for like a month. So guys, that's pretty much where we're gonna wrap up this video. I did just want to answer a few quick questions though. Number one is, guys are asking about when the winners are gonna be announced for the additional prizes that were available for week 3 of Dream Diesel giveaway number 13. And it's the exact same process as when a winner is drawn by our third-party sweepstakes agency for the primary prize, which is the compound turbo DURTYMAX and $10,000 cash. So when your name might be announced for the truck, it could also be your name for one of those 5 additional prizes. Kind of cool. Dream Diesel giveaway number 13 will not have 1 winner, but rather it will have 6. And speaking of some big things in the works, some big changes, dog number 2 is live right now. And as a small teaser, 10 times entries are live for that as well. So if you haven't seen the Jeep that we've been working on completely in the background,
it's right there, still in
it's right there. Well, I'll show you guys what it is. Finally, on this channel, we can reveal what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here it is.